Hello friends, this is Jimmy Singh, broker, owner of Supermax Realty, 647-961-2639. So friends, in today's video, I would like to discuss some tips and pointers which you consider before you buying a new condo, pre-construction in Greater Toronto area, Golden Horseshoe, London, in southwestern Ontario. So friends, first thing you like to do is you like to check the drawing from the floor plans, so you are clear about floor plan dimensions, and you have to see whether the square feet includes exterior wall or interior wall space as well. So verify the boundaries with the builder and make sure your square feet doesn't include the balcony space, because builders these days sell condos in Toronto area based on price per square feet. So this is very critical, so you understand what you are purchasing. Second tip I can give you is you have to ask that is it possible to make some changes like moving the windows, walls. If somebody need mobility accessibility, for disability reason, you have to talk to the developer that is it possible you can get a wheelchair accessible parking close to the elevator on underground parking, and can it be made accessible, all the features in the unit, and is it possible to add a separate barbecue line in the balcony, and is it possible to put some kind of sliding door in the den area, and how much is the cost involved in making all those changes. Third thing you can ask is find out in your model, is there any plan of the builder to reduce the ceiling height once he do all the mechanical and electrical duct work and for heating and ventilation and stuff like that. How does those ceiling height and those things impact aesthetics of the units, and where would exact light fixtures would be in the ceiling? Because these days some of those builders they make condos which are surrounded by other buildings, and these things have to be considered because of the light, and then obviously the visibility during cloudy days. Fourth thing you want to ask him, investigate whether there's a hidden long-term lease of some fixtures. So these days friends, what some builders do is they put rented furnaces, rented water tanks, and sometimes these things all these capital improvement costs are passed on to the new owners. So you want to make sure all these fixtures, what is the rental monthly fee, and before you sign any binding agreement, right? And fifth thing you want to do is assess whether your pre-construction condo project will be completed on times as per the agreement of purchase and sale in the carry-on section before you make any financial commitment on arrange you're moving down the line. So those are very realistic things, and I always talk to my clients and investors the importance of choosing a builder, and you have to see the past project completion, whether they are done on time or not, and how the maintenance fees have increased in those projects. And then you obviously can go and speak with the owners of the previous buildings and get their feedback as well. The sixth point you want to do is you want to find out if the condo fee quoted by the builder is realistic, right? And what they include when they and when is likely to increase, because typically in the first year developer may agree to pay some of the expenses, example concierge salary during first year, and then obviously at the end of first year they do a reserve fund study, which basically see how much money they require to maintain that building, elevator, common amenities, right? And sometimes builder underquote or underprice these condo fees to make sense, to show financial charts or financial cash flow analysis to the investor clients. So you just want to see the surrounding buildings in the neighborhood, how much the condo fees are. Is it 50 cents per square feet, 55 cents per square feet, 60 cents per square feet? What is included and what is not included. Another thing you want to consider is check with the builder and local municipality about the planned construction in the area. So is there any nearby high rise coming in future? And if you're buying for a view of lake, let's say if you have bought a condo by Park-1 Lakeshore in South Etobicoke maybe 7-8 years ago, you are not expecting flooding of other buildings in surrounding areas, because your good view might not be there after 4-5 years. So talk to the municipality and make sure if the view is very important for you, right? And the other thing you want to do is you want to basically make sure you request a disclosure statement before you sign any binding agreement of sale and purchase. Disclosure basically statement includes all the rules, regulations, and all the financial statements, or if pet policy, etc., for the building. And you also want to see the condo budget for first year after the building is registered, and then it will also summarize some of the features, amenities, and all the governing documents in the disclosure statement. So that is something you have to always ask. And obviously when you're in process of signing the agreement, they always give you 10 days cooling off period, and during all those cooling off period you have to get your financial approvals, and also tell your lawyer to study the agreement of sale and purchase and to cap all the extra development charges and levies during that period, right? So review all those things, and that is the time you also if you want to back out of the deal, you have to tell your lawyer to take active steps to annul during that period, because if you don't take any step, the contract will be binding after 10 days. So that is some consideration you have to give. Another very important consideration which I see is, because I work with a lot of investors, assignments. So what is assignment? Is basically interest of the purchaser investor in the agreement that is being transferred to the new buyer or assignee. So typically builders will give consent, but you need a written consent from the builder if you want to sell down the line, and builder can also withhold their consent as well. So you want to work with reputable builders and put all these things in writing prior to signing any binding agreement. Another consideration should be your closing cost involved. So builder basically contract all their clauses. They're like, all the builders have different clauses, and you want to make sure you talk to your lawyer and see all the adjustments which are charged at closing. Example, education development levies, bulk hydrometers, sewer connections, property taxes. They should be capped by your lawyer prior to the cooling off period. And typically in a bigger city like Toronto or GTA, I have seen closing cost amount to 2 to 4% at the end, and because builders contract leave all these things open. So all these clauses are left open. So it's your responsibility, your agent's responsibility, or your lawyer's responsibility to take these things in consideration before the initial 10 days cooling off period. And another one to do is always get everything in writing, because written agreement has always more value than promotional advertisement. Sometimes I see some agents, sales rep, etc., they do verbal talk and give assurances which are not written. So at the end of the day, if it's regarding you're concerned about room sizes, some promises, tell them to put in writing, so that way there's no conflict down the line. And another thing you have to consider when you buy new condos in Toronto is deposit insurance. So as per the Tarion new home buyer warranty for condos, only 20,000 deposit is insured. If you're paying 20% deposit, which is typical, it can amount to $100,000, $120,000. You want to make sure that is secure in case builder goes bankrupt. So these days deposit is held in builder's lawyer trust account. So you want to check the reputation of the builder and the lawyer and make sure that is some consideration you want to keep. Another thing important is the HST. Though HST is inclusive already in the price, but if you're an investor, roughly $24,000 is on top of the purchase price which you have to give to the builder at closing. So talk to your lawyer before you do these things. And as I said, it is important for you to understand in any of these buildings of all the leased equipment, whether it's furnace, water heater, rental. So choose a reputable builder, guys. At the end of the day, it's not worth the stress. And this video is the part 1 of tips for condo buyers for pre-construction in Greater Toronto area. And always consult a knowledgeable real estate broker and a lawyer for unbiased independent opinion. So in the next video, I will discuss another critical things to look for in actual builder agreement of sale and purchase. And in that video, I'll also talk about new condo occupancy. What is occupancy? What are the consideration? Things you can do and things you can't do in occupancy. So don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Jimmy Singh Real Estate Edge with Jimmy Singh, and watch my part 2 for the new condo purchase, so you can be a savvy investor or savvy buyer. And if you have any questions regarding real estate or buying condos in Greater Toronto area, or if you are an investor, you want to sell your condo, give team Supermax a call for a free market evaluation. My number is 647-961-2639, or you can visit my website www.supermaxrealty.ca. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.